Greetings, QCS build fans. Well, we're going to go ahead and upgrade a laptop because we got a client that is going to buy this one, and we're going to upgrade it before we do that. So this is the Acer Aspire 5 with the 3200U AMD Ryzen 3 processor in it. So these are very thin, very light, very capable machine. So these are actually pretty good because you can run Fortnite on this, even with just the basic Vega 3 graphics on it. It'll actually run Fortnite fairly well. But it's really good for like a business laptop where you're just doing like Office 365 kind of work. You're doing a lot of web surfing, stuff like that. Maybe with some very light gaming, and they work just fine. We do carry the in stock at time of filming, quote unquote, the 3500U version, which is actually I actually carry one of those in my personal bag for work, and that is the 4-core 8-thread Ryzen 5 chip, and it's the exact same chassis as this. The other difference is it comes with a 256 gig SSD in it instead of the 128, which is what this one has. So they both have Wi-Fi 5, dual band on them, and other than that, it's USB 2. Let's say there's one USB 2 port on this side, and there's two USB 3 ports, one USB 3 port on this side with HDMI. So, yeah. And it's 1080p screen with that's the matte finish, and so it's not the highly reflective screen. So it's actually ideal if you're working in an office or anything like that, because you don't get a lot of reflective glare off of it or anything like that. So, but anyway, so what we're going to do is, so this one actually comes with 4 gigs of RAM. We've already upgraded the RAM in this. We'll show you how to do that too. The other thing that this one has is it actually comes with the option for a second 2.5-inch drive in it. So the primary drive in this is, while I'm talking here, I'm just going to go ahead and finish some updates. This one comes with 120 or 128 gig M.2 SSD in it. The higher end model comes with a 256 or 250 M.2 SSD in it, but they both have the option for a 2.5-inch style hard drive or SATA SSD. So this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put another, we got a 256 gig SSD that we're going to go ahead and put in this one. And we're going to get that loaded up and we'll go from there. Actually, I think we'll do a 240. Yeah, we'll do 240. I got a big stack of 240 PNY sitting over here, so we'll go ahead and do that. So, all right. Well, let's, I'm going to pause real quick, adjust my chair, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. So back on the MODMAT here. And we're going to go ahead and just close this out. And we're just going to shut the lid, because it'll go and hibernate for us. And there we go. Oh, nope, it's in standby. You silly thing, you. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and shut it down. There we go. So with the SSD that's already on it, these machines are actually really quick for a standard M.2. So we don't worry too much. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and reach over here in our GN toolkit, and we're going to take all our screws out here. So these are just number 0. So these are just Phillips number 0 screws. I'm just going to take them all out on this backside. The one nice thing I love about Acer and their Aspire series is these things are so easy to work on. Super simple to work on. I've had to replace keyboard top covers on these. I've had to change screens on them occasionally. They're just super easy to work on, and the parts are not stupidly expensive. There's lots of sellers of spare parts on eBay and everything, where they buy the parts directly from Acer or Acer suppliers. And yeah, these things are great. So I'm just going to take these screws out here real quick. Now, if you watched our base build system, then on our desktop, so the drive here will actually look fairly familiar, because this drive is, I guess I should scooch this up a little bit, huh? Okay, so because this drive is the same drive that we used before. It's our standard CS900 PNY drive. Okay. Well, all right. Now, I like to use a flat blade screwdriver for this. Some people will probably cringe, but I've done this for years, and I like something that's hard and stiff, that's fairly sharp, so that way I can get in between here without having to nick or scratch the machine too much. A lot of people like to use vinyl tools. The only issue I have with vinyl tools is usually they're not hard enough to be able to get inside a lot of machines without the tool breaking or chipping. So, and that creates an issue unto itself. So, alright, so the easiest way I have figured out how to do this is come in here and start at the back corners by the hinges, and very gently just kind of wedge your screwdriver in here like that, and just kind of pop it up. And it'll just lift up like that. And on this particular model, so this is specifically the A515-43-R19L. So this is the Aspire 5. I guess they're considered the Aspire 515. So these all come in the same chassis, and this particular chassis is really easy to work on. So, but if you start in the back here, then it will slowly, you can just kind of gently prop this open, and it will just kind of come apart really easily from the back without too much trouble. You don't have to really get in here and pry a lot with anything. So if you do that, then sometimes on some of these you can just kind of lift this up, yeah, and it will just kind of come out on its own. You notice I like to use my fingernails for this kind of stuff. Occasionally you have to get in here where you'll get a clip that's a little tighter than the others. But yeah, works pretty well. The only issue with going down the side over here, if you're using a screwdriver, is be careful not to push. If you push really hard, you can hit the board, because there's not, on these machines, there is not a lot of clearance between the machine and the outer edge. So you don't want to push really hard when you're working on these. There we go. And then the front edge, yeah, just kind of lifts up and off. And there you go. Alright, so we'll set that to the side. Okay, so you can see, now we already replaced our memory on this one. So this one, this originally comes with a single chip of DDR4 2400 So-Dimm memory, and we always buy these in twos because usually we'll buy them in twos, is so that way we can buy 8 gig modules instead of buying multiple 4 gig modules. And then what we'll do is we'll take the memory out of one and fill both slots on one machine, and then have another machine that has one slot available. So that's usually how we'll end up doing it. So let's see. So our little speakers over here, I'm noticing that the little isolator over here with the speaker is not sitting over here right. You can see it's trying to come off. So I'm gonna fix that real quick here. There we go. Alright, so that's easy to fix. Alright, so this is our SSD. So with this particular machine, they're using an SK Hynix. This one is a 128 gig, M.2. I believe, take it out real quick, I believe these are, oh no, they're not. They are PCI Express. So we can take it out here real quick, and you can see it's an M key PCI Express. So if I remember right, these get about 1,500 megabytes per second read and about 900 megabytes per second write. Or not meg, yeah. Right? Megabytes? Gigabytes. Megabytes. It's Friday. It's been a long week. So, alrighty. But you can see inside, this one's actually pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to this. So if you were going to take the memory out, you just undo the locks like that, and it just slides right out. So, and this is, yeah, so this is DDR4 2400. So this particular memory, this is CL 1616-1639. So this is actually pretty good. So there you go. It just puts it right back in there. So our chips right here. So that's our cooling, heatsink and pipe, fan, wireless card, our battery right here. And these are pretty good batteries. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever actually had to replace one of these. Very rarely do you ever actually see these go bad. So, all right. So here's what we're in here to do. So we're gonna take. So over here you can see this is our 2.5 inch drive section. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take the retainer out or the drive bracket out, and that will give us access to the cable here, but it'll also unbolt the adapter header here. So take this out real quick. And this just lifts up. And we're going to take this, and this is actually going to go on the back of our drive right here, like so. So, now if you get one of these from the factory, or any one of these that's been properly refurbished, this will be here. If this is not here, if you get a refurbished unit, then You probably have to go find it on eBay, I'm sure. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. So, okay, so we got this guy. Okay, alright, so we got our little tab right here. So it has to go inside the drive bracket, like so. Otherwise, if you put it in upside down, then your cable, where your cable goes, will be on the wrong side. So, alright, so we're going to grab ourselves some screws here. I've got a small little pile of extra hard drive screws. There's one. There's two. That is not the type of screw I want. I only need two more. Now, if you watch enough of these videos, you've come to notice that I really like magnetic screwdrivers. You'll probably wonder, how do I get magnetic screwdrivers that work as well as mine do? You don't. So I take all my screwdrivers and I magnetize them with the magnets out of microwave magnetrons. And you rub your screwdriver or whatever up against that, and that will ionize them extremely well, because that's a strontium magnet usually on those, and works very, very well. Okay, so there's our bracket installed, and then so this cable is kind of a double-sided sticky tape down to the back here. So if you peel it gently, it'll come up one piece, no problem. And if you look at it, it actually says MB for motherboard and HDD for hard drive. This cable is directional. It's also, I believe it's not the same size. I don't think it's exactly the same size connector on either end. So, alright, so anyways, the way I do this is flip the lock open like that, take the hard drive section, slide it in here like so, close the lock, and there you go. Of course, you always know if you've got it in there right, because the end of the lock will be parallel to the alignment line. Okay, so then we'll take and slide this guy in here like so, give it a little bit of a nudge, make sure it's fully seated, lock it in, and there's that. And then you just kind of lay it back in the alignment pins, and there you go. That's the Dream Drive. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as they say. And then we'll just go ahead, put our 4 screws back in. Now, one nice thing about this machine, one screwdriver does it all. They don't have, it's not like an HP where they're going to use Torx, and they're going to use Type 8 Torx and number 6 Torx and a bunch of other stuff. And then sometimes, oh, we're going to throw in a tamper-proof Torx just to be a snot every once in a while. Yeah. I think in a lot of ways Acer is great because they do make it end-user repairable if you know what you're doing to a certain extent. So, me, I've been doing this for, holy cow, better part of let's see, over a decade now. I've been fixing laptops, so yeah. Smaller they get, sometimes the easier they get to work on. So, okay. 4 screws, drives nicely in place. So this is a 5mm drive. I would say you could probably put a 7mm thick drive in this without any trouble if you really wanted to go to like a big mechanical drive, but all your SSDs are 5mm. And honestly, I don't know why you would use a mechanical drive anymore in a laptop, just because of the fact that it's gonna burn more power, because it has to spin, and the access time is just gonna be horrendous compared to an SSD. So especially with 2.5s. 2.5s are so inexpensive anymore that, I mean, unless you're going with like super huge capacities like 6 and 8 terabytes, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So, all right, so that's the internals. So we're just going to go ahead, put our back panel back on, and all we're going to do is we're going to tip this so our locks will go into place here like they're supposed to. There we go. And that's it. All right, so I always like to check it, make sure we got a nice tight seal all the way around there, and it's not bulged or it's not sitting in there like it's not supposed to be. And we're good there. Awesome. All right, we'll put our screws back in here. Okay, there you go. All right, so we'll flip this back over here. And we'll get it fired up. Plug our power in, because this one's been sitting on the shelf for a while, so. Okay. And we'll get you lined up here so you can actually see what's going on. All right, awesome. All right, so we're going to go in here. And we're going to go into disk management. And a new drive's already found, and we're just going to do an NBR drive because we're less than 2 terabytes. So we'll just do an NBR. And there's our 240 gig drive. So we're just going to make a simple volume. Real quick. And there you go. Okay, so. Okay, so. Alright, so there's our other drive already created there. So, because what that drive is going to be used for is we're going to take the data off of the old machine that they have, and we're going to transfer it all over to that drive. Now that we've got all that extra space on the machine, we're going to switch this out of S mode, or slim mode, or skinny mode, or whatever you want to call it. So that way it'll allow us to be able to use regular Firefox, regular Chrome, and some other programs without having to use these skinny versions of those, or slim versions of those programs. So we're just going to go to the Microsoft Store app right here. We're going to hit search, and we're going to go S mode, and switch out of S mode. And all it is just an app. So what it does is, we'll go through this here real quick. So in S mode, you get added protection. That's probably marketing more than anything for Microsoft. So really what it is it doesn't allow you to run anything that doesn't come through the App Store. you can't directly install any applications at all. So only verified applications allowed, so therefore they have to come through the App Store for Microsoft. When you switch out, then it lets you install non-verified applications. So anything that comes from a third party that is an actual Windows program and not just a mini app, basically. You still get Edge, you still get OneDrive. Of course, those are built into Windows, so that's always going to be there. So, but you actually get full functionality of Windows when you switch out, because then it's a standard Windows Home Premium, basically. So we'll go back up here, hit Get, and of course it's free, so we don't even have to do that. Log in so we can track all your information. No, I don't want to. Oh, really? They changed it so I have to be logged into a Microsoft account now? That sucks. Okay, so we're going to do this real quick and then we'll come back. Okay, so we got logged in and we hit Get again. So now it's all set. And you've been successfully switched out of S mode. Yay! Okay, awesome. There we go. Okay, and we're logged back out. So, okay, awesome. So now we can go down the edge here. And we can go ahead and... No, go away. No. That's right, personalize your ads. No. Alright, so we're going to go in here and we're going to get Firefox. Now, I always install Firefox, Chrome, Spybot Search and Destroy on every machine that I have or that I sell, because I want to make sure that you're set up so that way if you have browser issues or anything like that, then it's all taken care of. Let's see. Do we already have Firefox installed in here? Nope. Okay. Oh. Okay, so there's Firefox. Okay, and we're gonna go to Google. And we're gonna put Chrome on here real quick. And you can see that this machine, as it's equipped, is pretty snappy. It really doesn't lag in any way, shape, or form. So it's actually a really good machine. Okay, and then there's Chrome. All right, well, that's it. So, questions, comments, concern, leave those in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you want more of this content. See, next up, let's see, I'm going to do a video on how to create a Windows 10 bootable flash drive. Because I've had some questions on that, so I'm going to make a video on that. Very simple, very easy process. let's see. Also, let's see. We've got another Epic server build coming up. So we'll be filming that. Start filming that actually this weekend. And so that'll be coming. The Odin project got put on hold because of some hardware issues. Excuse me. So we should have that coming back up in later episodes. So stay tuned. Lots of interesting and exciting stuff yet to come. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.